What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Friday, July 12th, 2024, and we are back with another stream here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you have not done so already, please hit the like button, please hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Shout out to everybody here on as a member here on the channel. Shout out to everybody that's over on Patreon. Shout out to everybody in the Discord, people who follow me on X and Instagram, and all of those who send me stories. I greatly appreciate it. So the day has finally arrived. I teased it on Monday when I did my live on Monday that today was the day that I was going to be finally addressing Ryan Garcia. A lot of people have been asking me when I was going to talk about him, and I said Friday was going to be the day, and the reason being because I wanted to gather as much as I could to make the stream as interesting as possible. Now, of course, many of you by now already are aware of the situation involving Ryan Garcia, but there has been some other things that have occurred as of like yesterday that have come out that we're going to discuss today. But before we get into all of that, let me go ahead and acknowledge the people who are here so far in the chat. We got Craig Colson, Wallow J, Haxon KT, Black Ice, Reparation Nation, Bills Fan 1970, Firebat, Denise Scales, Lee Holmes, Scoop 2003, The Church of Black Power, Lady Messenger RC, Black First, Second, and Third X, Mike Mellis John, Chris Vesey, Undisputed Truth, Queen Imani Huey, Tippy W. Who else in here? I'm not trying to repeat any names. Muchilla, or Muchi, I'm sorry. Roku Muro, Pisces the King, Opal Ivy, Dornisha Gray, Iron Will, and shout out to Denise for being a member of the channel for 5 months. I greatly appreciate it. She says, big ups to you, Torian, for keeping the family informed. Hey, that's what I'm here to do. That is what it's all about. Shout out to Denise. We got Fundraiser, Miss Renee, AW1, and Denise again with a 5. I appreciate that.
You ain't gotta be a dope boy to have money.
I greatly appreciate it. And shout out to JM Y'all and Sandra. So we have quite a few things that we're going to go over today. I got 3 videos and the rest are screenshots and articles. So we got quite a bit that we're going to be going over today. And like I told you, at the end, I will drop the link. So I hope that anybody who wants to come up and speak towards this is able to hold on for like at least the next hour, because that's probably how long it's going to take me to get through all of this, just being honest with you. And of course, you know, because it's Friday, I have to drop the official Friday.
It's Friday.
Of course it is. Now, with that being said, the first thing we're going to play, or I'm going to show y'all, is the video that went out there that pretty much brought all of this to light. And it's interesting because this video actually was posted up on YouTube. What I did was I downloaded it and I edited it a little bit on, like, blurred out a couple of things. But y'all will know what it is when you see it, because many of you have already seen the video. So I'm going to go ahead now and bring this video up, and we're going to break down what he says. Shout out to Candy that just entered the chat, and Black Trini Girl to the Bone, and Info Mutt that just came in the chat as well. And if I didn't acknowledge you, it's not that I forgot you. It's just that the show has now officially begun.
Said, nigga,
You supposed to hit your chest and throw up the
no,
peace sign. That mean you
yeah,
won the
you know what
buzz.
I said niggas are worried about niggas saying the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
Cause
No,
you
you didn't
won the
hear that.
buzz.
Can
I
you
heard
say?
it.
I no. Can you say it again?
Okay, niggas are worried about other people saying the ER word, but niggas are saying niggas to the ER.
Now, before we go any further, this word, I blurred this word out for a reason. But in this post that he made on July the 4th, ironically, he said, hey, black are me. Why is that cool? And he didn't even spell the word that he was trying to convey out correctly. He put wrapped, R-A-P-P-E-D. And you can tell by the way he's talking on here, his speech is very slurred. He sounds like he has a bunch of drool in his mouth. Because I saw a clip from him last year when he was speaking and he sounded very coherent. And then I saw something months later and he sounded like this. And already y'all can see he's already on the BS.
That's crazy. That's crazy work. You're absolutely right, though.
Bro, am I wrong?
You're not.
Nah, you are right, bro.
And listen to who he's talking to as well. Not a black person there. Of course, so it's like basically he's inside of his own echo chamber.
I'm gonna repeat it one more time.
I think you should repeat it 2 more times, bro. I
Okay.
think.
Niggas are sending niggas to the ER, and y'all niggas worried about other people saying the ER, the hard R, when niggas are sending niggas to the ER.
Basically, what he's saying is the same thing that PC has always been saying. Well, if black people say the N-word, why can't we say it? Well, black people aren't going around calling each other that word with the ER. You are, though. This is what I call the co-colonizing cohort. When I say that, Ryan Garcia is a perfect example of that.
This nigga speaking poetry. All right, look, if you rap, break it down like this. Look, he said niggas. He just basically spit a
Yeah.
bar. All right, niggas. He just removed the ER, so he didn't say
Nope.
nigger, right? He said niggas are saying that niggas and other people shouldn't be saying niggas, right? Or say nigger, but we say niggas
Right.
to the ER. You feel me?
Did that guy just say he just said a bar? What bar? I feel like I'm surrounded by idiots. What bar did he say?
The
Let it
fact that
sink
you're
in.
speaking on black crime, which doesn't get speaked about enough, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, here they go with that. This sounds like every type of dub-s post that you could find on X or any of those forums before X gave them an opportunity to get that blue check. Now they're talking about so-called black on black crime. See, all in our business. But he don't want to talk about the stuff that's going on in his community. Keep in mind, y'all, what stream I did on Wednesday. The Migrant Madness Part 4 and Part 5 will be on the way. I don't know when, but I'm starting to gather some articles right now. Most of them happen to come from foreign-speaking areas. A lot of, between Portuguese and Spanish-speaking. Some of those are his people. But they want to focus on us. Ryan needs to worry about what's going on in his homeland. Exactly, electrical. He said, did they talk about that that so-called black on black crime is not spoken about a lot? It happens to be brought up quite a bit, usually as a bastardized talking point.
I mean, because that is a real thing, right?
Hey, guess what? I bet y'all hate me. Fuck George Floyd.
That's
Yeah, I
deep,
know.
man. That's
No,
deep.
no. Fuck George Floyd.
Nah,
That
he was
nigga.
used. He was
No,
used
that nigga
fucking
was
on
a
George
that
Floyd,
nigga
bro.
was a crackhead, bro. He died because he had fentanyl in the system. He, didn't- bro.
It's
I'm sorry. Hey,
a
hey,
slippery subject, man.
I know I hurt y'all feelings, but fuck George
Hey,
Floyd.
he just
That,
crashed out, bro. He really was just having an overdose all whole time. I can't breathe, bro. You were just
bro.
having an overdose, bro.
He crashed out. And guess what? Fuck Steven Jackson too. Bro. I want to show y'all my DMs with Steven Jackson. I'm gonna post it. You know what I
Yo,
told
why
him?
did
Hey,
Steven
yo,
Jackson like
Ryan.
push Canelo's like 4-year-old daughter on the floor, bro? That shit was crazy.
What?
Ryan, I have a
Yeah,
question.
bro.
Ryan, I have a question real quick.
You know what's crazy?
Um,
He didn't ride for George Floyd till he died. That's how I was like start
Ry-
questioning the Jackson.
Ryan, we got the elections coming up in November. Could we change the title to Trump 2024 so we can get his campaign rolling?
Okay.
Is that okay?
I'm gonna do it.
All right, cool.
Hey, let's go bring George Floyd back to life and kill that nigga again.
That was the part right there that if anybody felt one way about Ryan Garcia, they definitely should have really felt the type of way when he said that part right there. He said, let's bring George Floyd back to life just to unalive him again. That is what I'm gonna be honest with you. As long as I've been talking about the stuff I talk about on my channel, especially with PC and Dub S, I haven't even heard them say that. That was he dove into dark energy when he said that. Now let's just put this into perspective, Ryan, or anybody else from that community that agrees with what he just said. Let's hypothetically say that there was a black athlete or some person who was black of prominence was doing the same thing that Ryan Garcia was saying, but instead of saying George Floyd, they said, let's bring Selena back to life. Just to unalive her again the same way that Yolanda did back in 1995. How do y'all think that will go over with that community, especially since many of them want to put hands on Yolanda as it is right now? I find it interesting that the echo chamber he was in was all good when he was saying the N-word and all of that, but the minute he said George Floyd, they was like, yeah, we didn't expect it to go that far. How far did you not expect it to go? You already told him to say the N-word 2 more times. You basically gave him the out to go even further, and that's where he went. Exactly, Bert. It would get very ugly. As a matter of fact, if there was someone that actually did say that, I would actually condemn them for saying that. I mean, that's going even far past disrespect. Now, remember when I told y'all that anti-blackness goes beyond just calling somebody a slur or something like that? What he just said right there, that stings even more than being called that word. Because now it's like you done said something that affects this man's family, especially his daughter. And then, of course, they did the tired old trope of, oh, he died from an overdose. It was fentanyl. He was saying, I can't breathe because he was overdosed. We know where they got that talking point from as well. That's why I said nothing they're saying is remotely new. We know exactly where they got these talking points from.
Relax. Let me go in on these niggas.
What's up?
Hey, niggers. Okay. Now what? I'm not
Fuck that other
mad.
nigga though.
Fuck no, really. Fuck that nigga.
I smoke that other nigga. No cap. Say something else. I'm gonna come wave you at smack shelter.
This nigga's weird, bro.
He
He literally.
bypassed the whole issue to talk about you again. You see what's that
Bro, hey,
gaslighting
hey,
shit?
hey, wrap his ass up, right? Wrap his ass.
Body
Hell yeah,
bag.
it's that gaslighting shit, bro. Contracted ass.
Bro, you weird, bro.
And by the way, y'all, if y'all wanted to know where this audio came from, it came from this space right here. If you look at where I'm paused at, that's literally the name of the space that Ryan Garcia did on July the 4th. On July the 4th, he did a whole space on X called George Floyd is a B. That's where this audio that you're hearing came from. It's crazy how this man has been deceased for over 4 years, and he still lives rent-free in these people's heads. That they still come out and say stuff like this as if he could hear them. Like, he can't hear you. The man is gone. So, and so we know what audience you're saying this to. And we all know that you're trying to gaslight black people when you say it. The thing is, you can't really gaslight us with retired talking points or stale talking points, because we've already heard all of them. This is that one where he said, I wish I could bring him back to take him out again. That was a new one. I can be honest with you. I haven't heard anyone say that until he said it. And shout out to Soul Survivor for the 5. He says, nothing worse than a punch drunk anti-black white supremacist. Embrace villainy. B1 family. Appreciate
When you're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
Appreciate you. I said after hearing this, there's not one apology that Ryan Garcia can offer that would ever make me want to say, you know what? I forgive you. Not one. None.
You're actually
Look at it, bro.
Ryan,
Facts.
you want to talk about what's going on in the world. You don't even know
no, shut the fuck up,
about
Cinco.
Israel
You're
or
not really like that,
Palestine.
bro. You're a culture vulture. You want to be a Muslim because Muslims support you. You weird, bro. You're like a gay ass, bro. Fuck.
Okay, so now I had to actually mute that word. Y'all can pretty much guess what word he said that I had to mute out. Now, I'm first off, Sneeko, I don't even know why or how you entered into the conversation because you already got dragged by Tariq a couple weeks ago. You and what's his name? Amron Foodle. You are anti-black yourself. You in the same, as far as I'm concerned, you're in the same boat as Ryan Garcia. So I don't even know why he felt the need to jump into the conversation. Like, what was you gonna do? So I don't even know why he decided to hop himself into the whole situation. I don't know what he thought he was gonna do.
You, bro. I hope all of you went to the fucking what's it the Mossad, whatever that shit is.
Mossad?
Whatever. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Bro, fuck you and fuck Muslims that fucking little kids. Bro, fuck all you motherfuckers, bro. You guys are weird as fuck. Fuck all you Muslim ass fucking weird ass fuckers.
You're going to regret saying all of this when you
Guess
sober
what?
up,
Guess
Ryan.
what? I will never be touched because I'm with God. I'm with Jesus.
Oh my.
You heard what he just said? He said, I'm God. I will never be touched. That's what he said. He said, I am God and I will never be touched. When Sneeko said you're going to regret saying those things, and that was the response that Ryan Garcia came back with, that I am God or I'm with God and I can never be touched. So he's basically trying to tell y'all he's invincible. Okay, those are his words.
My God, you're an idiot, Ryan.
Nico regrets what he says and think Ryan gonna regret what he said.
He did, Seven. I misconstrued it. He did say I'm with God. I thought he said I'm God. Listen, his speech is slurred. So it's like you got to hear it. Like this should have came with closed captioning.
I won't. I'm not regretting it. I swear to God, I'm not. I've never been touched in my life.
I mean, you did get touched a few weeks ago when you deleted those tweets that you put, so you must have got touched to
No,
be
I
stupid
didn't
enough to
lead it.
delete
I
those
didn't lead
tweets.
it. Elon Musk lead it, you dumbass motherfucker.
Bro, you're not even relevant. How would you know if he got touched or not? How you was there?
Nigga, hey, bro, nigger. I'm.
Now you see what he just did there? He went from saying nigga with the A and then said I mean with the ER. He went back and corrected himself to say what he really wanted to say. Shout out to the fundraiser for the 5. He says Sneeko is always in an anti-black discussion while trying to claim he's black. I'm glad he got checked on that one.
What I say? Tell him to bring me my money.
But he is. But shout out to you, the fundraiser, for contributing to 5.
That's the untouched. Hey, Sneeko, you're a bitch, nigga. I say it to your face. If you,
Tank
bro.
touched you, so
Hey,
you're
guess what? Hey, Sneeko, have you? Hey, when we spar, what you do? What I treat you like a
What's
bitch.
going to happen in Tank's rematch, bro?
Sneeko,
Simple as that.
Sneeko,
People can say the
Sneeko,
exact same thing back.
Sneeko. I treat you like a bitch, right?
Ryan, if
Be
you want to
real.
be a representative of Christianity, this is
Shut
not the
up,
way
Joe.
you
Shut
should
the
be
fuck up,
representing
bro.
yourself. You're
Shut the
not.
fuck.
Now listen to this. Now I want y'all to pay attention to this because actually now that this is going on and Sneeko done inserted himself into something that he shouldn't have, I'm glad that he did. Notice the tone that he has with Ryan Garcia versus the tone that he had with Tariq. Now, of course, when he was going at Tariq, he had Amron Foodle basically being his tag team partner. And listen to the tone he was having with Tariq versus the tone he's having with Ryan Garcia. Now, this discussion with Ryan Garcia, if you want to call it that, happened afterward. Like I said, it happened on the 4th. That space that they had was from the 4th. Notice how reserved and calm he sounds and how Ryan Garcia is basically dominating him in the conversation. But when Tariq was talking to him in a certain tone, he wanted to be all boisterous and so-called dominant in the conversation as if he was in panic mode. See, that's why I tell you, they know who to pull this crap with. They know exactly who to do this with and who not to do it with.
You're not good enough
Andrew
putting a
Tate's
good
brother is
example
a
for these
Christian, you
people.
idiot.
He wouldn't be doing the exact things you're doing. So
This is not
Bro.
the way
Shut
that
Bro,
you
what
want
are
to be
you
up.
doing
presenting
though,
yourself
Sneeko?
on
We
a
see
public
you doing
platform.
shit.
Bro,
and
I've
also
literally
Ryan,
seen
when you
fuck
were
ups.
Ryan, you say you're a Christian. You do know in the Bible it says not to expose other people's sins.
And you know when you
You
doing
do
your
know
shit,
that's
you're not
really
supposed to
bad.
be eating the shit, right? On stream, right?
Yo, bro.
Michael
Nah.
B. Jordan's a nigger, bro. Everybody
Is it
knows.
Right here, now Michael B. Jordan done called astray. What did Michael B. Jordan do to you? Besides I'm gonna say something that didn't make sense. What did Michael B. Jordan do to this dude? Does Michael B. Jordan even know who the heck Ryan Garcia is? All Michael B. Jordan is doing is out here is making these movies. Why are you upset because he did 3 successful Creed movies? What did you not did he not allow you to be on the set? Did he not allow you to have a little part in the movie? I'm trying to figure this out, y'all. Like now Michael B. Jordan is out here catching strays.
because he did Creed?
Nope.
Nah, he just trying to get the sound bites, bro. He just trying to get them to make a sound bite. But I'm in here, so they not gonna say shit about this space because I'm in here.
Michael
I
B.
guarantee
Jordan is
you.
a nigger. I fucking hate him. I fucking hate him. I love black
Boxing,
people. I hate Michael B. Jordan, bro. I hate
boxing.
him.
Give him a real chance. Let him fight for real, not the
Hey,
movies.
if I tell you the story about Michael B. Jordan, you wouldn't believe it.
All right, spit game.
Let's hear it.
Now what?
Okay, so y'all probably like, okay, what did he say? Now the reason why y'all didn't hear anything and then he just came back and said, and there it is because I had to, again, like I said, I had to edit some of the stuff down because some of the stuff was a little too extreme outside of them saying the N-word. So basically what he said, and this is all alleged because I don't believe none of this to be true, is he said that Michael B. Jordan allegedly violated some minors. In so many words, he said what he said was more extreme than that. I gave you the more tame version. That's what he said. If y'all go listen to the unedited clip, that's what he said. And let me just tell you right now, I don't believe that for 1 millisecond. Because if that were true, Michael B. Jordan would have been under investigation a long time ago. That's what he said. Like if y'all go and look up the actual unedited clip, hold on, y'all. As a matter of fact, let me go find the unedited. I'm not gonna play it. I'll post it in the chat and y'all can go and go listen to it for yourself. So that's the link right there. I just posted it in the chat and y'all can go listen to it on your own time. And shout out to Sabadan for the 49. I greatly appreciate it.
I'm happy dance. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at?
Appreciate you. Let's knock out these last couple of seconds.
Some Hollywood type shit.
Allegedly, you can't be allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now notice that one of the people that was on there talking said allegedly. You got to say allegedly, and then that's when Ryan come back and says allegedly. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. If that person didn't tell Ryan to say allegedly, Ryan wouldn't have said allegedly. He said that with his whole chest as if he knew for a fact that this was true. If I was Michael B. Jordan and I got wind of this, or my people got wind of this, there will be a nice defamation suit coming Ryan Garcia's way.
That's Hollywood.
Yeah, fuck that nigger.
All right, y'all. So that's pretty much the end. Oh, man. Y'all, we done made it through the first video. I told y'all there was 3 of them. There's 3 videos, y'all. and we're going to play the second one. The second one is not as long as this one, but we're going to go through the second one now, and then we're going to jump to a couple of these screenshots and then come back to the last video that I have to show. And it's like we're kind of going back and forth with this type of thing here. But man, Ron, I hope Michael B. Jordan heard about this one. I hope he did. So let me go ahead now. And this next one is, I think he went on Instagram Live and he's on there talking to his audience, basically saying that he's not going to apologize. Well, here's the thing. Even if you did apologize, none of us would accept it. There is nothing, like I said before, that he can say in the form of a quote unquote apology to make us forgive him for what he just said in that video, in that clip y'all just heard. But let me go ahead and play this for y'all.
And guess what? I'm not apologizing for nothing. You ain't gonna catch me apologizing for nothing. The last time I apologized was never. So y'all can come and try to touch me all y'all want. Shoot me if you want. I don't give a fuck. Somebody please touch me.
Okay, so he just said that he's not apologizing for nothing. Hey, you know what? We appreciate your honesty. I'm glad you said you weren't apologizing. That lets us know that, again, that he's saying he's not going to apologize, which means if he does apologize, quote unquote, we know he don't mean it. Even if he didn't say this, we still wouldn't accept it. Now he about to talk about people still not touching him. Like, again, remember what he just said. He says, I'm invincible. I'm with God. Now, for those of y'all who are into boxing like that, because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really into boxing like that. Y'all are going to have to fill in the blanks for me in the chat. And, of course, when I drop the link later on, for those of y'all who are really into boxing like that, y'all going to have to, like, really, bring me up to speed as far as his boxing history goes, because I do not watch boxing like that.
Oh, my God.
Untouched. Won't be touched. Nothing's gonna happen. You guys are weird. And guess what? I love everyone. That's the crazy thing. I love everyone. I love black people. I love Muslims. I love everyone, bro. Look what they just
said. Mind you, y'all, this is after the audio y'all heard. This is like the next, I want to say the next day. Now he on here talking about he loves everybody. He loves black people. He loves Muslims. He's saying he won't be touched and all this, that, and the third. And yes, he still sounds drunk. He always sounds drunk. Like he always sounds intoxicated.
R.I.P. my mom, bro. Like, see, people are bad. Yo, I just ran into Haney right now.
We're going straight to Orange County.
Haney, the guy that I beat up with 1,000 left hooks.
See, now he's on here bragging about beating Devin Haney, and of course, Devin Haney's a black boxer. Even though it got exposed, now I am aware of this, that Ryan Garcia was taking some enhancements, and he ended up having to forfeit the title, and then it basically Devin Haney went back to having his undefeated streak.
He literally looked at me, and you know what I told him face to face as I passed him? I said, keep jabbing, champ. Yes or no? Yeah. For sure. And you know what's hilarious about it? He was like, they want to hit they want to hit the switch, like we can fight, blah, blah, blah. Nothing happened. Bro, you guys are weenies.
Okay. So there's that. Man. Like I told y'all, this guy needs to come with some closed captioning sometimes when he talks. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to start showing y'all some of these screenshots. And we can really go and really start discussing some stuff. Let me zoom in a little. Oh, I thought I was zoomed all the way in. Okay. So this is a screenshot right here. I don't know where he posted this at. I want to say on Instagram. I want to say that this was on Instagram. So let me read to y'all what he said. Let me get this straight. I've actually supported black communities. This is usually the talking point people use when they do stuff like the stuff that he did and expect us to forgive them. Having taken racism from Tim Bradley calling me a zoo animal on ESPN and turn the other cheek, but I'm racist because everyone was just drunk and saying ish people say all the time, including black men. So he's going back to, oh, if black men say that word, then why can't I say it? And this is exactly why, and I think someone just posted it in the chat earlier, this is why we can't just allow them to do any and everything when it comes to us, or do that whole invite people to the cookout stuff. Because then you get situations like these. You never know what people's actual intentions actually are. I said the cookout is canceled. As a matter of fact, we're not having one. It's not even in the plans. If you get triggered by a word, that means you are too sensitive. God knows my heart and how, well, in that case, Ryan, well, if there's a word out there that offends you, someone's going to find it out and say it to you. And if you come out and you come off to be sensitive, then hey, that makes you look like a hypocrite. God knows my heart and how I would protect black children till the day I die. I was speaking against black on black crime. See how much they worry about what we got going on? Now, the only reason he brought up black on black crime in that audio was at the usual dub-esque talking point. When they bring up black on black crime, notice they never have a quote unquote solution for it. They only use it as a talking point. They took everything out of context. No, we didn't. Everybody, I'm gonna ask chat. Put a 1 in the chat if what he said was taken out of context. Put a 2 if what he said he meant it. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and put my 2 right there. There's my 2. Including the Muslim part, I spoke against PDF activity. I put it like that. In every religious, and he spelled religious wrong. He put religious sin, and how I don't stand for that. Okay, Ryan, if you say so. This guy types just like how he talks, slurred. RC, I'm not buying that either. And the thing is that they are going to try their hardest to push this narrative that he has some kind of mental disorder, as they all do. I mean, this guy is plucking everything that he can use to try to get himself out of this, or his so-called supporters. What did I tell you? Who's worse, the grifter or their supporters? And in this case, who's worse, the person who's anti-black or the people that's supporting their habit? So that's a post right there that he made on X. I mean, not X, on Instagram. Now, this next post right here also was on Instagram. Now, this was in, okay, for those of y'all who don't know how Instagram works, on Instagram, you can post a picture, and then on the side of the screen, or if you're on a phone, it's underneath the picture, you can write a caption. So this is the caption that was beside the picture y'all just saw. And this is his name on Instagram, is King Ryan. He said, I grew up in a neighborhood where everyone said that word that now I'm abolishing from my vocabulary. So is this the part where Ryan is about to tell us he grew up around a lot of black people, or did he grow up around a lot of Mexicans who said that word? Because he didn't specify who the everyone is by race. I'm just saying. He goes on to say, I've supported many black men and black communities. Notice, see, this is his so-called apology that he's dishing out right now. But like I said, there is nothing he can say to make any of us of sound mind and sanity forgive him for what he said, especially that George Floyd line. That is very unforgivable. He says, I'm not mad at the outrage. Lies. You are. Because if you weren't, you probably wouldn't be posting all this right now. What you're looking for is forgiveness. That's what you're looking for, and you're not getting it. He says, and I sincerely apologize if I hurt and offended anyone. But my pain does. Oh, what did I tell y'all? But my pain. What did I tell y'all? What comes after the word but? BS follows. Nah, Palace. We listen. We 41 minutes in. We've been started. But my pain deserves to be felt. Excuse me? Is this guy for real? He said, my pain deserves to be felt. What pain are you going through? Y'all, I wish I could say that this was a skit, but it's not. He says, black and brown have always united. And it will always be that way. I'm just a shade lighter than you. What is this? But I love you and I love black children to the point that he would fall over. I'll just keel over. I'll just say that for a black child. I was actually speaking against black on black crime. No, you weren't. What is he talking about? Like I told you, this man types how he talks. What is this? Oh my God. See, remember what I told y'all that like this is one of my pet peeves of insulting my intelligence? Here it is right here on your screen. Oh man. Let me move on to the next one, y'all. Let's just. Okay, so this right here is a screenshot from Ryan Garcia's, I guess is his Instagram page. And I guess the Shade Room got a hold of this picture, and it's a picture with him and a black woman. I don't know who this black woman is. I really don't. And it says, Ryan Garcia issues an apology. He says, I love everyone. Sorry if I offended you. And I'm actually, this is actually going to segue into an article, an actual article. So he thought if I post up this picture with myself and this black woman who I don't know who she is, that was going to somehow make everything okay. And shout out to Black Trini Girl to the Bone for the 20. She said, keep up the great work, Torian B1 family. I greatly appreciate it.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
Appreciate you. Yes, Miss Renee, he is insulting our intelligence. Man, oh my God, this is so frustrating. It really is. But there's that. I had to show y'all that. I just had to show y'all that. So now let's get into the actual first article. Let's get into the very first article as it pertains to Ryan Garcia. And this is coming from Complex, posted July 6th. It says Ryan Garcia apologizes for racial slurs, announces the plans for rehab. Rehab. He's going to rehab, y'all, but there's a plot twist to that. If y'all saw Lisa Cabrera's video, one of her latest videos about him, you know exactly where I'm going with this. After being expelled from the World Boxing Council for using racist slurs, Ryan Garcia offered an apology, announced plans to go to rehab. On Saturday, the 25-year-old Mexican-American boxer fired off a series of tweets to his X account in response to his expulsion from the WBC, which came after a live stream where he used slurs against George Floyd and made disparaging remarks against Muslims earlier this week. Now, didn't he just say in the post that he was his topic to go after or tackle was quote-unquote black on black crime? It doesn't sound to me, based on what's written in these first couple of sentences, that that was the case. I mean, we already knew that because we intelligent people over here. He says, I take all responsibility for my words. Wrote Garcia on X, I misunderstood. He says, I'm misunderstood, y'all. He says, I just got a lot of trauma. Oh, Lord, somebody cue the little tiny violin. It's been a tough couple of months, as everyone can tell, but I am sorry. And he wanted to make sure y'all heard and saw that sorry because he put it in all caps. He wrote, I am sorry in all caps. I struggle with substance abuse. And it's hard for me. Not it's hard for me, but it's hard. He said, it hard for me. Not it's hard, but it's hard for me. With everything going on. Okay, y'all. He said, let me read you the full post. I actually love black people, no cap, which is why I'm actually said I offended. What? I'm let me keep going. I'm not even gonna try to figure out what he tried to say. Offended all my black family and friends. This sucks, but all I can do is be better and stop using stupid words. You use more than stupid words and letting some people in my circle hype me up. Well, here's the thing, Ryan. You could have easily said, no, I'm not going to say that. You decided to say it and then kept on saying it. That's a bunch of BS. Sorry, everyone that I offended. This man literally types like he talks, y'all. That's crazy. He says, I still stand, and he's bringing it back to this. I still stand on stopping black on black crime. And that I hate PDFs, so that will always remain something I stand on. Notice he keeps bringing it back to those two things. He keeps bringing back his anti-black tirade onto those two things. That has nothing to do with his anti-blackness. Him saying the N-word, him saying what he said about George Floyd. He only said so-called black on black crime one time. But he said that N-word over 10 times, at least. Probably over 20 times in that audio. So you want us to believe that you really actually care. I bet you if this dude was sitting in front of me right now and I said that question, he would probably be like, yeah. He continued, he said, I'm not going to read that because I already read it. He's in a separate tweet. Garcia wrote, oh, let me read this. This is how so this tweet right here was addressing the black community. This one is addressing the Muslim community. He said, also to the Muslim community and all my homies that are Muslim, my bad. I'm going to tell you something right now. If I was Muslim, I would have been like, what? You're bad? What is that? My bad? Let me read that again. Also to the Muslim community and all my homies that are Muslims, my bad. Huh? I let listen to this. I let Sneeko get in my head. Dang, Sneeko. See, that's why you shouldn't have jumped yourself into this. He done threw you under the bus. He said, I let Sneeko get in my head from when he talked ish about the Holy Spirit and everyone telling me Christians let the disrespect slide. I love Muslim people. I don't believe y'all are, well, y'all see it. I do believe there is that in every religion, because men and humans are flawed, and I don't stand with none of that. I've always defended go-hearted Muslims and have actually tried to help. My bad. And he said, my bad again, and put the sideways sad face. And then he said, inshallah. By the way, that means God willing. I'm sure they know what that means. However, Garcia criticized the lack of reaction to an alleged racist remark made by ESPN analyst Timothy Bradley Jr., who called the boxer a clown that belongs in the zoo in February. I stand on the fact that a black man can be racist. That is the thing. Actually, anyone that's human can be racist. He says, I stand on the fact that a black man can be racist. That is a thing that actually anyone that's human can be. If Devin says, I'll never let a white man beat me, that needs to be addressed. The world needs healing. Everyone needs to be held accountable. So now he's trying to shift it back. This is what he really wanted to say. This is what he really wants to say as to why he said what he said. Now he's throwing Mike Tyson under the bus. He said Mike Tyson said he would F a white man in the and yeah. And he says, and I love Uncle Mike. This the fight game. We've been getting hit in the head since 7-year-old. Give us a damn break. Fighting for y'all entertainment. He says, so WBC, so many other people have said racist remarks and you never expelled. I'm expelled for life. It's okay. Just don't try to work with me ever again, even after I get clean and sober. I'm sure the WBC could care less. See what he just did there? Now he's spewing out his arrogance. He's like, oh, y'all expelled me. Y'all ain't gonna be ish without me. Ryan, I'm sure that they'll be fine. They were around before you, and I'm sure they'll be around after you. He said, the problem is Devin has said racist things, and so is Tim Bradley, and nada. You do nothing. Then this is Garcia concluded that rehab is about to be awesome and that boxing was fun before his expulsion. He says, thank you, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I love you. Forgive me. Amen. And then he says, to be honest, the real elite see us as puppets. Okay. I'm not reading no more. Y'all pretty much get it. This guy's going off the rails now. Like, I mean, he's already been there, but like, okay, now he's going into another territory. He's really, I guess now he's trying to, I'm guessing he's trying to say this is the side effects of my so-called illness that I allegedly have, if he says so. So now the next thing I'm going to talk about or bring up is this post by Oscar De La Hoya. Now, this is another guy right here who has some shady stuff about himself when it comes to black people too. So this is what Oscar said. Oscar said, there is no room for hate or intolerance at my company, period. I condemn Ryan's words in the strongest terms possible. I see that he has apologized. No. If they expect us to believe that was an apology, they got another thing coming. This is how you know they are all in this together. So they expect us to they expect black people to accept that. And see, the thing is, for so long, unfortunately, a lot of black people as collective have been so forgiving that they feel like giving that BS half-ass apology that he did is all that's needed for us to say, you know what, we forgive you. In the exact minute that we say no, that's not good enough, or we don't accept, then that's when they get more antsy. And then that's when they really show their true colors. They basically on the tirade of, how dare you not accept what I have to say? You better accept this apology. And he says, I see that he has apologized, and that is a start. But it is only a start to earn back the trust and respect of those of us who have and continue to support him. We hope Ryan will use the time. See, Oscar just told on himself right there. He just basically told you he still supports him. He says, we hope Ryan will use the time he has away from the sport to work through the issues he has publicly discussed. We stand ready to help whatever we can. You can't help. In my opinion, that cannot be rehabilitated. What he said in that audio that you heard at the beginning of the stream is exactly how he truly feels. That's probably most likely how he has always felt. It's just that now the world knows. Now I'm gonna show y'all some very interesting things, and why I say what Oscar De La Hoya said was some crap. So somebody managed to retrieve some emails that was involving Oscar De La Hoya, and this is actually a reply under Tariq's space that he had, where he was saying, "Is anyone surprised at Ryan Garcia's racism?" And this person right here, whose name is the Fire Lounge Podcast, posted this. They said, "Not one bit. The reason his promoter Oscar De La Hoya isn't taking a real stand against it is because he feels the same way Ryan does. Those leaked emails blew over quick." So let's go ahead and look at some of these leaked emails, shall we? Or at least the screenshots. So this is from Errol Spence Jr., a very well-known black boxer. He says, "You don't treat black fighters well, brother." And this is in a reply to Oscar De La Hoya. Let's keep it moving. So here's right here a screenshot. It says, according to Deet's expert report, Heyman agreed to waive television exclusivity as part of his 2016 settlement with Top Rank, which had filed a July 2015 antitrust lawsuit that was almost a carbon copy of Golden Boy's complaint. Golden Boy is trying to exclude 15 emails between journalists Hesequio, forgive me if I mispronounce these names, Balderas, and Golden Boy's public relations director Ramiro Gonzalez. In certain emails, Balderas describes Al Heyman as an N-word and a black Hitler. Now we can look at that last name, Balderas, and already pretty much tell what tribe they belong to. Let me keep it moving. And this is a screenshot of the actual emails right here. They have them right here. So here's the body of it. It says, "Pretty good. I think my article goes deeper into what that N-word is doing. He is a scumbag." Like I said, they are all in this together. Now, before I go into the next article, I remember I told y'all I had another video. Now, there have been some people out there that have been trying to tell us that what Ryan Garcia is going through is this, that, and the third. And we've heard from certain people, but there's one in particular that I decided I'm going to put on display today. And some of you may know exactly who it is that I'm talking about. Is none other than Stephen A. for Assholes.
Get to the big story.
So this video right here is from when Stephen A. Smith decided he was going to try to explain to us what was going on with Ryan Garcia and try to basically throw the cape on for him, as he always tends to do. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this crap, because that's exactly what it is, and see what he has to say. By the way, in case y'all are unaware, Stephen A. Smith just signed like a new huge contract with ESPN. So that man's about the tap dance. He gonna tap the tap out of his tap shoes. Oh, he gonna be tapping hard now.
Now let me get to the big story that I want to get into in the world of sports today, and that involves boxer Ryan Garcia. Once again, he's making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Yet again, away from the ring, of course. The latest incident occurred during a live stream on social media where Garcia repeatedly used racial slurs against black people and even disparaged Muslims. As a result, the WBC expelled Garcia from any activity with the organization. This follows the one-year suspension he also received from the New York State Athletic Commission after a positive test for a performance-enhancing drug. The suspension is retroactive to Garcia's April 20th decision victory over Devin Haney, which was overturned due to a no contest. Here's what Garcia's family had to say in light of the recent decision from the WBC. Quote, "Our son has recently made statements that do not align with his or our family's true character or beliefs. Our family unequivocally does not support any statements he's made regarding race or religion. These do not reflect who Ryan truly is and how he was raised. Those who know Ryan can attest to this fact. Ryan has been open about his ongoing struggle with mental health over the years, and as a family, we are committed to ensuring and encouraging that he receives the necessary help to navigate this very challenging time and address both his immediate and long-term well-being. We appreciate the continued support and prayers and compassion.
Let me stop right there. This is the part, again, that gets me when people try to use the mental health thing. Don't try to use mental health to get out of the stuff that you said like that. That was not mental health. That's what you felt in your heart, in the core, in the pit of your soul. That's what you felt. That had nothing to do with no mental health. That's very disrespectful from people who actually suffer from mental health illnesses. Remember when Roseanne tried to say that it was the Ambien made her do it, and Ambien, the official Ambien Twitter account, had to come out and say, our Ambien has several side effects, but racism isn't one of them. I'm going to say that here. There are many side effects to people who have mental health issues, but racism isn't one of them. That is what Ryan Garcia felt that's how Ryan Garcia felt. No so-called mental health issues required. And if he had had several issues with mental health over the years, why didn't y'all get him some help? This man actually says he wants to go to rehab, quote unquote, for what he said. Who goes to rehab for that? And shout out to Scoop for the 5. He says, if you think these Latinos aren't anti-black, come to Southern California. It'll change your mind real fast. I appreciate you.
I'm rich! I'm rich! I'm rich!
Someone say rich?
Appreciate the contribution.
He should be suspended indefinitely. There should be a disassociation with him from the sport of boxing, because the things that he's doing and the kind of trouble he finds himself in are not a byproduct of boxing. In all likelihood, it's a byproduct of alcohol and drugs.
And here comes the caping. So Stephen A. Smith, you are about to sit here and tell us that drugs and alcohol is what made him go on this anti-black, anti-Muslim tirade. Is that what you're really about to tell us? Keep in mind the history of Stephen A. Smith and all the black athletes he's gone after, and they've never done an ounce of what Ryan Garcia did. And listen to his tone in which he's speaking. Keep in mind, before this is the same man that decided he was going to come at BET and black people because they put O.J. Simpson in the memoriam section of the BET Awards. If you listen to his tone in that one, you would think that black people had something to do with that. You do realize that BET is not black owned. So that means they had to have approved him being in there. This is the same man that got upset at Kyrie Irving because he didn't take the thing during the pandemic, because he's a staunch Brooklyn Nets fan. And we can go down the list of black athletes that he has berated in a very vile way over the years. And shout out to the fundraiser for the 5. He said, I've never heard a black person who suffers from mental health have a racist outburst or get any excuse they can blame on, like diabetes. I'll take it a step further. Well, first off, let me play the drop right quick, and then I'll get into my point. Fundraiser into the chat. I'll take it a step further. When is the last time you saw a black person, man or woman, have a mental episode, involvement with the cops, and they still get taken out? I can name a couple of stories where the opposite has happened. Not giving any kind of aid. There's like the minute they just say stop resisting and all this and the third, the person's having an episode, and then they can go back and trace through documents like medical notes that this person had this, that, and the third. They were diagnosed with this, the symptoms is this, and they still don't care. But Ryan Garcia says, "Oh, I had mental health and stuff like that," or any other group, and we know the main ones who are notorious for doing that and get away with it. So just know that everything that Stephen A. Smith is about to say from this point on is a load of crap.
We can slice it any way we want to, but that's just how it appears to be. That's what we're looking at right now. And I think that needs to be said. I've interviewed Ryan Garcia on at least 2 or 3 occasions. Actually, I've been very fond of him. I like him a lot. Once upon a time, I felt that he had a chance to be the new face of boxing. I did.
Now look at this right here. I didn't mean to pause it so soon, but look at this right here. This was a poker tournament that they were having, and Ryan Garcia was one. It was a celebrity poker tournament, and it was Ryan Garcia and a few other people, and I think Jimmy Butler was there. This guy was literally at the end of the poker table, just drinking like a fish, like a freaking pirate. And you should have saw the look on Jimmy Butler's face. Jimmy had his glasses on, and he was just looking like he could stare right into Ryan's soul and was like, "What is this dude doing?" I wonder if more of the clip is going to play, because it even shows like Ryan getting up and jumping up and down and doing this weird looking dance. It was very odd.
Make it contingent upon him being able to beat Gervonta Davis, which he did not do. He got dropped in the second round, and then got the
look at Jimmy Butler. Look at him. Jimmy's looking at this dude like he's like, "Somebody come get this dude. You're embarrassing." And they like to say that black people act out in public, that we don't have no decorum.
It stopped in the 6th round due to a body shot, okay, from Gervonta Davis. And so that's where that happened. But in the end, as we look at him right now, he definitely seems to have a screw loose. And nobody is interested in being compassionate right now. When you insult black people, when you insult Muslims, as he did in that video, okay, bringing up George Floyd, talking about, calling himself a member of the KKK and all that, he does not seem in his right mind. He seems out there, and he has completely tarnished his career. Once upon a time, Ryan Garcia was absolutely positively box office. I'm not trying to imply that he's not box office now, because I think if he went into the ring, still a lot of people are going to watch him, because he's got lightning quick hands, he's got power, he's got skills, but he's got a screw loose. It's just that simple. It's not fun to watch. It's not pleasant to watch by any stretch of the imagination.
See how much compassion this guy has for him? But if this was, again, if this was a black athlete in the same situation, his tone would be so much different. He will be saying, "Oh, they did what they did. Oh, drinking is no excuse. Oh, they don't have no mental health order. Take away all their medals, their titles, their money, all of that." That's the type of time he would have been on. But with him, he's sitting right there talking all, "Ryan, my brother, please go and get you some help. We want to see you do well. We want to see you come back into the ring and do what it is that we know that you love. We know that you said all of those very inconsiderate things about black people and about Muslims, but we can find a way to move on from this if you are willing to do so. Learn to forgive and learn to forget and move on from this. Go with God and God bless." That's what he sounds like. He sounds like one of those religious infomercials that be coming on early in the morning on a Sunday.
But I really, really believe, more than anything, he's warped because he lost to Gervonta Davis.
Oh, so now you're going to go. Now you're saying that he went on this rant because he lost to the black guy. He lost to Tank Davis. So that's the reason? That's the reason? That's the reason. Let me rewind that back. Let me rewind that.
He's warped because he lost to Gervonta Davis.
So now it's Gervonta Davis's fault. First, it was the mental health. Then it was the drinking. Then it was the drugs. Now it's a boxer. I'm curious to see what the 5th one's going to be.
He was embarrassed by it.
So you win and you lose. That's the sport of boxing. Has been since the beginning. You win some and you lose some. That's the sport. So because he was embarrassed and he lost, it is what it is. You take your lumps and you keep it moving and you train harder so you can win the next fight. Shout out to Tildog12 for the 5. He said this same clown, Stephen S. Smith, just eviscerated BT because they acknowledge OJ. You can't make this up. Yeah, he did. If this stream was not about what it is, I would have showed y'all that.
You ain't gotta be a dope boy to have money.
But I appreciate Tildog. I appreciate it.
And I don't think there's anything to be embarrassed about. It was a good fight. He got caught and got dropped, got right back up, went back to fight Gervonta Davis. And not only did he do that, but you get caught by a body shot. That happens. He didn't get knocked out the way Frank Martin did. That uppercut that left Frank Martin hopeless before ultimately getting caught with a left check from Gervonta Davis that put him down, that a knockout. That's not how Ryan Garcia went out. And I know it was ultimately his win over Devin Haney was ruled a no contest.
Look at the head. Look at the little byline right there. SAS. Ryan Garcia has not recovered from loss to Tank Davis. Y'all, we cannot make this up.
I blame Devin Haney for that. What the hell you take the fight for? He came in 3 pounds overweight. He made no efforts to honor the...
So there's the 5th one. So now he went from blaming Gervonta Davis. Now he's blaming Devin Haney. What? I told y'all he was going to be tapping harder now that he got this new contract.
To honor the contract. It was supposed to be for a title shot at the 140-pound division, but ultimately he was ineligible for the belt because he came in 3 pounds overweight, and you're going to bet him $500,000 for every pound that he's overweight, and he glad you gave you the $1.5 million that he owed you for being 3 pounds overweight. Come on, bro. You the champion. You were undefeated. You should have never gave him that fight. If he's not willing to honor the clause, so be it. To fight Gervonta Davis, he had to have a weight clause, a hydration clause, all of that. Gervonta wasn't playing that mess. And I believe that Ryan Garcia feels completely hosed because he had to give in to all of those stipulations for Gervonta Davis. And he said, I don't give a damn about rules. I don't give a damn about the belt. All I care about is making sure that I leave the ring victorious, because that's what people will remember. And when it comes to Devin Haney, he's absolutely right. Because even though he cheated, because clearly he didn't honor the weight clause, and he was using performance-enhancing drugs because he tested twice positive for it, tested positive twice for it. So there's no other way to slice that. At the end, we're going to remember him dropping Devin Haney 3 times.
And you're proud of that. Are you proud of that? That this guy had performance enhancement drugs in his system and he knocked down a man, basically he had to cheat to do it?
We're going to remember how weak and damn near helpless Devin Haney looked.
And too bad I don't have, KG's Who Is We drop, but I'm going to say it right now. Who is we? He's speaking French right now. Who is we? If anything, if I can say we'll remember how Ryan Garcia cheated. We can say that.
And losing to Ryan Garcia. And that's what we're going to hold on to, regardless of what the governing bodies say about a no contest or anything like that. So Ryan Garcia knew that, and that's why he didn't care. But he deserves the 1-year banishment, and he deserves for his family to issue the statement that they issued. And right now, if the black community and the Muslim community is pissed at him, they have every right to be with what he said. But I think that he's mentally warped because he was embarrassed because he can't get over the fact that he lost to Gervonta Davis.
And Stephen A is standing on that. He's standing on that. His final conviction is that he was embarrassed by Gervonta Davis, and that is why he did what he did. Yes, King Kobe.
Ryan Garcia
he
has
is.
beaten Gervonta Davis. I don't think we're seeing all of this. I think we're seeing a brother that's at the top of the heat in the fight game.
No, and look at what he just said. He called him brother.
That's absolutely box office. And we'd be talking about who he's going to fight next. I think that's what we'd be seeing. But he lost to Gervonta Davis, and that's what this is about.
When is he?
Either way you slice it, the brother needs help. He really, really does. Because he does seem mentally warped. And alcohol and drugs are what people are alluding to is involved with all of this.
It wasn't the alcohol or the drugs that caused him to say what he said. Alcohol and drugs can do a lot of things, but it cannot make you do what he did. That is how he felt without the alcohol and the drugs. It's just that with the alcohol and the drugs, it brought it to the forefront. Remember what they say, a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts. What he said in that video is how he's always felt. It's just that the drugs and the alcohol brought it out of him. That's how he always felt. At least it brought it out of him in a public front. Shout out to Soul Survivor for the 5. He says I had to look at it to the raccoon train is coming. Oh, yes. And listen, this man is practically in first class. He's in first class.
When you're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
Appreciate you.
You ain't getting any sympathy today. Not with the shit you said in that video.
Then what was you saying I'm done with this. I'm done with this dude. All right, let's go back to the articles, y'all. We only got 2 more articles to go. 2 more. So remember how I said I laughed a little bit when I said that Ryan Garcia was going to rehab? It's the reason why I laughed. That dude ain't going to nobody's rehab. So this article is coming from boxingscene.com. It says Ryan Garcia's quote unquote skipped rehab to watch his brother lose. Imagine you skip rehab to watch a family member lose a fight. Ryan Garcia made a public appearance walking his brother, lightweight Sean Garcia, to the ring for his ill-fated fight that saw him stopped by Amado Vargas in the 6th round at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. Ryan Garcia has been the focal point of controversy after a bigoted tirade on social media earlier this week forced his promoter Golden Boy Productions, which was in those emails. Remember those emails that I read earlier? And the WBC to condemn his words. Garcia had since stated that he was heading to rehab, only to last night say on X, skipped rehab for this ish. The fight saw a more well-conditioned Vargas, age 23, outwork and break down Sean Garcia, also 23. Ryan tweeted afterwards, Sean just kept getting hit with the uppercut and never countered. Fair play, Amado, congrats. Although I knocked out you and all your brothers pretty easy, but congrats, you guys won. Ryan Garcia was not seen after the final bell rang, leading to speculation on social media that he'd been asked to leave. Garcia addressed those claims, writing, I wasn't escorted, I left. Not one hater in real life, and everyone was cool because, like I said, everyone knows my heart. After the fight, Sean Garcia said of his loss to Vargas, it was a good fight like I expected. I don't think that I gassed out, but he did break me down. It was my first time going past 4 rounds, and that's why you need these experiences in the sport. He was the better man tonight. I was just trying to get him out of there at the end of my game plan, basically went away. I was just trying to cause damage. I told y'all that dude wasn't going to nobody's rehab. That man was not going to rehab. That was all a glamour that he put online to to throw people off. Didn't throw me off. Now, the last article I'm going to share with y'all this evening before I drop the link, because I know y'all are anxious to get up here, is one that actually just came out yesterday. So this, like I said, this is the most recent article. Now, this has to deal with his ex-wife. This has to deal with his ex-wife, whose name is Andrea Selena. And it says Ryan Garcia's ex Andrea Selena accuses boxer of destroying our home in ugly social media fight. This sounds very interesting. The ex-partner of newly expelled boxer Ryan Garcia has accused him of trashing her home and sending harassing messages, including "I'ma F you up." Andrea Selena, who shares 2 children, Bella and Henry, with Garcia, allegedly posted messages and screenshots detailing the boxer's purported behavior towards her, which were shared Tuesday night on X by the OOC MMA account. The account also shared a video released by Garcia, who alleged he caught her cheating on him. The videos and allegations come just days after Garcia was expelled by WBC over a racist and profanity-laced rant. After I blocked him from his original number because he was calling me names, I decided that I was just going to move forward with the lawyers handling visitation since he can't handle being nice and stop harassing me, the message allegedly sent from Selena. Ryan needs to focus on getting sober. I do not want anyone who is always under the influence around my children and causing harm and destroying our home physically. Has destroyed all of our TVs and has broken everything in my house because he acts like a child. A separate slide featured an alleged conversation with Garcia in which he blames Selena for his problems while asking to see their children. In the exchange, Selena accuses Garcia of abusing them and breaking our home while also referencing shrooms being left around. Another shot displayed 7 calls from Garcia in a 10-minute period. 7 calls in a 10-minute period. That means that man was just calling to call to call and to call. It says Selena later included a screenshot of an alleged exchange with several disturbing messages. Garcia allegedly threatened with "I'ma F you up and I'ma find you," while also calling her a B and a whore. "I'm supposed to co-parent under this circumstances," Selena captioned the text exchange. The next 2 photos showcase what appears to be a trashed home, with debris and flowers scattered about the floor. "Slandering my name when I've been nothing but forgiving," Selena allegedly wrote to the caption, the second photo. "If you love and support Ryan, you would encourage him to get help. Enough is enough. This man is not stable, and it is clear he is struggling." Her post ended with footage of a figure lifting an item above their head amid the destruction. "So now that I've been super patient and I've tried to get him help myself since everything I did failed, I now put my foot down and decided that he will need to see needs to see his children with supervision and through the lawyers because I cannot mentally keep up with this anymore." As Selena made these allegations, Garcia allegedly posted videos to his Instagram account showcasing his ex-wife accusing her of being unfaithful. The video opens soundless with an upset Selena holding her hands over her face with a caption, "When she got caught cheating and broke the baby's bottles." What appears to be a broken bottle with spilled milk is then displayed. The Instagram story then shifts to another video caption, "I caused a mental breakdown after getting caught. Now he's a friend." Selena still seems shaken while holding a phone above her face. She goes on to say, "You harassed me and you caused me to have a mental breakdown. Can you please?" Garcia interjected, "This is what happens when you get caught." "Doing what?" she said. Garcia fired back, "We got messages. George said you were a girl that you got bored with." Selena then said he's a friend who is in the academy. Garcia and Selena began dating in 2019, and he filed for divorce in January. Garcia also went on a tweet spree Tuesday night, allegedly referencing Sean Diddy Combs, among others' thoughts. He says, "Diddy running around free, and I wonder why, and y'all worried about me." He allegedly posted Tuesday in a single deleted tweet. As captured by Larry Brown Sports, seemingly alluding to allegations lobbied against the hip-hop mogul. Garcia then tweeted Wednesday morning that he was headed to Bangkok. He recently made headlines after being expelled from the WBC which he followed by issuing an apology on social media last Friday and saying he was going to rehab, which of course now we know he did not do. In June, the New York State Athletic Commission suspended Garcia for 1 year for testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Garcia's representatives had no comment on the incident with Selena, which means it probably most likely is true. Woo! Man. And I saw a comment, someone said it's amazing, and I'm just paraphrasing because I kind of missed it, but I saw it, that he brings up him so-called caring about black children, but apparently he doesn't even know what he's doing in his own, well, in his former household. And he has 2 kids himself. All right, y'all. That was the last article right there. I am dropping the link for anybody who would like to come up. Like I told you, this was going to be a pretty lengthy stream like this week, almost an hour and a half, but the link is right there. If anybody would like to come on up, feel free to do so. Dang, y'all came in here fast. Y'all dropped in one behind the other. Y'all was ready for the day. Okay, fine. Let's get it started. First up, we got Defiant. What's going on?
Oh, is it me?
That
Torian?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, yeah, man. No, he needs his ass beat. Haney needs to get his get back on him. I want his ass beat really bad because all that apologizing, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I ain't trying to hear none of it. Actually, the stuff that you were reading made me more angry. And what made me more angry was Stephen A. Smith. But every time he coons, he loses a hairline. His hairline's gonna go all the way back.
I literally said that. I literally said that he's like Pinocchio, and you know how Pinocchio, every time Pinocchio lies, his nose gets long. But with Stephen, every time he buck dances, his hairline recedes.
Yeah. I mean, truth be told, nobody out here in the streets are gonna, who's not about that, like, gonna whoop on Garcia. But what Garcia needs to do is he needs to get his ass whooped in that ring bad. I know Haney said he wants that get back.
Defiant, if you were there, like your sound cut out. Okay, I don't know what happened, but let me go ahead and bring you down. It's like your sound came cut out. So we're gonna go on to the next person, Mahari. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Tori and Ray? What's good, brother?
I'm doing good.
You know, I'll tell you this though right now. I've been knowing about a lot of the stuff that Golden Boy and what have Oscar De La Hoya and a lot of these guys have done. The worst part about it here is that they try to put in a lawsuit against Al Heyman to try to say that they was violating the terms of the Muhammad Ali Act. And the judge pretty much blew that lawsuit right in front of their face. And ever since then, they've held this racist animosity. When you show the emails, I've been knowing about this since 2016 because remember, Al Heyman used to work under Golden Boy Promotions as one of their managers until he basically left. And Oscar De La Hoya was going through a lot of drug issues too. And the worst part about it here is that Bernard Hopkins, who also works under Golden Boy Promotions, he still is working for them and still supports a lot of the same racist rhetoric that Oscar De La Hoya has said, and then what Ryan Garcia has been going out there. He hasn't said anything, but he hasn't even condemned it at all. And so the problem here is that the issue here is that it's not just about the racist stuff alone. Ryan can't accept the fact that he had to cheat to beat Devin Haney. That's basically what it is. He can't accept the fact that he cheated against Devin Haney. And then unfortunately, the sad part about his touring is you got black boxers out there like Keyshawn Davis. And yes, I'm going to say Tank Davis too, because Tank Davis has also not condemned Ryan Garcia for the racism either. Okay. And then also Regis Prograis has even been on the fence saying that Devin Haney is also a cheater, but they've never seen Devin Haney rehydrate himself to anything. He's always been on weight. So the other, and here's the other problem too, which we will have to understand. I know there's a lot of people that are emotional that said that Devin Haney's got to get back in there and get the rematch. Here's the problem. If if Devin Haney decides to go through this again, what makes you think that Ryan Garcia is going to do this all over again? Because remember, that's the other problem. If you give Ryan Garcia a rematch, there's no guarantee that he's going to be clean. He has basically shown throughout his fights that he's going to go overweight. He doesn't care about the rules. He's never fought for a world title, and he's not a draw. The only two major money matches that he's had is both with Tank Davis and Devin Haney. And the truth of the matter is, he don't care about the rules. You've seen what he's done so far. He's basically showed you that he can lie, and more importantly, he's basically a racist. I'm not going to say he's borderline. He is a racist.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, when y'all heard, for some of y'all who's watching in the chat, for some of y'all probably heard it, but for some of y'all, this might have been your first time hearing it. That's when I told you, when he said what he said, there's no redeeming that. There's not there's not an ounce of rehabilitation in the world that he can do to make people forget, let alone forgive what he said.
And here's the other thing too, Torian, is that I've been around. I've basically been around part of the LDBC, so I've been hearing a lot of the other stuff there too. The worst part about it here is that his own father, Henry Garcia, has even said the N-word on many occasions, and he said it publicly.
I've heard that. So now we see where he gets it from.
Exactly. And the other problem here is that there are a lot of black boxers out there that basically support this kind of ridiculous flavor, or not, and they're too afraid to condemn it because they believe in their minds I want to get some of that payday. The truth of the matter is, not all money is good money, and you have to call out the racism when it's right in front of your face. But the worst part about it here is, Torian, is a lot of these sanctioning bodies, they would, with the exception of the WBC, because for once the WBC did something right for a change. The other problem here is that a lot of the sanctioning bodies are also racist too. Same as the promoters, a lot of the news networks, the organizations, all of them are basically racist towards black fighters. Look what the WBC is doing. They basically screwed another black fighter, I think last week too, Oshaki Foster, and now they're basically setting up another Hispanic fighter to go after for one of those titles too. They're trying to eliminate all the black fighters from the WBC title reigns. It's more deeper than that. But the stake on the subject at hand here is that, listen, I know people are upset, and I know that they want to get back against Devin Haney. I would love to see it get back, but the problem is you can't trust Ryan Garcia to do the right thing and fight clean, because he's going to cheat again. And when he cheats again, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to go on the same excuses. And more importantly, too, he's going to blame everybody else for what he did, and then not take accountability for what he did. That's the main premise of this whole situation. So when Stephen A. Smith comes out and says that all that forgiveness crap, listen, one, he's never boxed in his life, and when he tried to do that, he got himself injured. So let's cut that to the chase. And then number two, he's never been around a lot of these boxing gyms where basically, and I forgot one more thing before I get out of here. Remember this. When in the lead up to the fight against Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia not only smoked weed and drank alcohol, he took an illegal IV. And the reason why it's banned by the New York State Athletic Commission is because an IV is used as a masking agent to cover up PEDs. So when he got tested for it, when VADA busted him for it, there was like a huge amount of ostarine in his system, because what he tried to use the IV for is to try to cover that shit up out of his system. But what a lot of the haters don't understand here is that VADA takes two samples and they separate within a 2-week span, and he failed both of his A sample and B sample, because when the A sample turns out dirty, the B sample is going to be dirty. So, but I don't want to go too much into it. But the point here is, Devin Haney should never, ever give him a rematch. I understand people want to see him get himself beat up. Listen, I get it, but you cannot trust Ryan Garcia to do the right thing. He's going to cheat again, and it's going to be the same cycle all over again. It's too toxic, and Devin Haney should just move on with his career and be the best version of himself and forget all of his haters and critics. They're not going to respect you anyway because, one, you're black, and two, you're Muslim. So at the end of the day, fuck Ryan Garcia. That's all I got to say. I'm going to let someone else cook.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Mahari for coming up. And like I said, I'm glad that there are people who are very more well-versed in boxing as I am, because like I said, I don't follow boxing like that. I don't think I'm even surface level when it comes to boxing like that. But I'm glad that there are people out there that who know how this works, who can very thoroughly explain it. And shout out to Mahari for being one of those people who could very well break it down. Next up, we got Wallow J. What's going on?
What's going on, Torian? What's going on, everybody in the chat? Yeah, fuck Ryan Garcia, because first off, he has no good friends around him. You if you're a friend of his, why are you letting himself, Ryan Garcia, fuck up his own money? Like, you don't understand. This man could be making more money. Y'all in the space letting him say whatever, and then egging him on to do it, and then Sneeko dumbass said, "Oh, you gonna regret this?" How the hell you let Sneeko tell you you're gonna regret something? How? Are you that? Yeah, you're that dumb. If you got Sneeko telling you what's gonna happen to you, and exactly what's gonna happen. He's not gonna be able to make money no more doing the stuff.
We hope that. Well, we hope.
Well, if he making money, it's gonna be somewhere else. It ain't gonna be with the WBC. And shout out to the brother that came up, breaking everything down with the knowledge. Like, and also Miss Renee. Also, I'm gonna shout out Miss Renee too, because she said it best. Why are you always talking about black men so much?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you notice that throughout the whole stream? He always got a black man's name in his mouth. It's like, bruh, come on. Like, why are you not talking about the white dude? Why you always you had Michael B. Jordan, you had George Floyd, David Haney, you had all these dudes in your mouth. Why you keep got our names in your mouth, bruh? Keep black folks' names out your mouth, you gonna be fine. It ain't that serious. And one more thing before I let go. That little troll, Jordan, I'll answer your little question for you. You want to talk about WAC 100 being raped? Well, if anybody don't know, Mexicans call WAC 100 racist because he came out and said he wouldn't sign a Southsider, which is like a Mexican or whatever. They got upset with him. All the Mexican podcasters, he's racist, stuff like that. It wasn't racist because didn't you do a story, Torian, about a Mexican rapper saying he didn't want a black executive?
Mm-hmm.
And there was another rapper by the name of Lefty Gunplay who came out and said, who acts like a black person, said, "Yeah, I don't want my daughter dating a black person, even though you act like you black." So, assuming your daughter's gonna want to be with the real person, not the, you know what? It's Friday. I'm a drop down. I'm a ease off. Like Mexicans, these Latinos, they want to be white and black at the same time, but they can't be both. Be y'all Latino selves. You're not gonna be cool saying the N-word. The only people that's cool saying the N-word ain't trying to be funny or disrespectful is black people. That's it. White people are not gonna be cool saying it. Cause nobody, not Asians, Arabs, none of y'all. Y'all don't nobody need to be saying the word, but black folks made the word cool. So leave the word alone. I'm gonna drop down. D1 Torian.
Appreciate you. And then they wonder why. Y'all remember when I talked about how a couple weeks ago when Kendrick had that pop out on Juneteenth, and they were saying, "Why wasn't we invited?" And then this comes up 2 weeks later. Go figure. Talk about some alignment. Next up, we got AW1. What's going on?
Torian, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how you was able to do that without losing your mind.
Listen, a lot of practice. I'm gonna be honest. I know you have to have the mental fortitude to cover something like this. Trust me. And not to throw in a shameless plug, but when I talk about the stuff I do over on my Patreon, and for those who are subscribed to my Patreon already know, that's a travesty in and of itself with the stories that's over there.
Oh yeah, I've heard some of those stories, man. But yeah, I'll join in with the rest of folks. Yeah, fuck Ryan Garcia. And for people to try to give him a pass, let me tell you, when you drink alcohol, there's a saying that says that it's a truth serum. And I mean, he wasn't lying with what he's. I mean, no, he was lying, but those are his real thoughts.
Yeah, it was It was no drugs or alcohol. That's how he felt.
That's what alcohol. That's the only thing alcohol did was expose his real feelings about black folks.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that. And by the way, was he that guy that was with Tyrese saying that we were like lazy and we're on crack and stuff?
You talking about Sneeko. That's why I had to pause when Sneeko came up there. I was like, Sneeko, you have the same mindset as Ryan does. So I don't know why you coming up there trying to make it seem like trying to be like holier than now. And then he noticed he threw his religion in, and it was like, okay, yeah, like, and that's why I mentioned how the tone was. If you just listen to how he sounded when he was talking to Ryan Garcia
Oh, he
versus
wanted no parts of a real fighter.
when he was
Obviously,
talking when he was talking, and we know why. I remember I showed a snippet of a video where he was in the ring with someone who was an MMA fighter, and it was just a practice little thing. And
got destroyed.
Sneeko got that snot box rocked.
I bet. That's what happens when we get. That's why you don't play. That's why you don't play fighting. You don't play boxing or play MMA.
And I'm like, Sneeko, remember what happened the last time you decided you was gonna get physical with somebody? You literally someone do the leap of faith off of the stage.
Right. But back to Garcia. Yeah, this dude's a clown. I don't care for him, and I'm glad that all of y'all are not letting up on him. No, we're not gonna. Because I mean, because it's like you're just mad. I mean, even though you're the one that got busted for cheating, but it's the black guys. But it's his fault. It's David Haynes' fault. And then for the black folks that are defending him, man, I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Right.
And Torian, I mean, shout out to you and other people, just not letting up on this fool. But yeah, yeah, right. We're not supposed to. And the thing is, DeJuan did a video for almost 2 hours trashing him, and I loved it. And like I said, but I'm gonna drop down now. Yeah, shout out to all of y'all for not letting up on him and not forgiving him. See you later.
All right. Shout out to AW1. Next up, we got King Covey. What's going on?
Oh, not much. How are you, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. All right. It's like everybody else said. Fuck that dude, man. He a clown. Like, Town Business been talking about this for a hot minute. He been going on a tirade on this dude for
shout out to Town, because Town like literally is one of the few people that I've seen literally do endless videos. I remember one day I think Town did nothing but streams. It was one day in particular, like every video he dropped that day or stream he dropped that day was about Ryan Garcia, and he's still talking about him. So he's deep into the boxing community. So Town definitely gonna y'all are familiar with him because y'all are either subscribed to his channel or y'all seen him be on my channel. I actually had reached out to him to actually come up with me today to speak about this, but he didn't reach back. Probably maybe because he probably had an event that he had to go to. But either way, I was always going to talk about it, whether with Town or by myself, because a lot of people reached out to me and said, Torian, when are you going to talk about Ryan Garcia? And I said, I'm going to talk about him eventually. I didn't want to give him a date, but I'm glad I waited until today because, like I said, there was so much that was still coming out, especially with that last article with his ex. And that one pretty much lets you know what was going on in his relationship. I'm like, if you do that with your ex, what we saw or what we heard, that's probably only a snippet of what was been said.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
If the walls could talk.
Oh yeah. But all of that, like that's crazy to me too. That there are really black folks caping for this dude. Though that's to me too. Like what?
I'm not even surprised. I'm really not surprised. Like
I
always told people the mental enslavement was always worse than the physical because you can always heal from the physical. But if you can get someone in someone's mental capacity, you got them because it's basically like they're brainwashed.
Sure. Yeah, no, I get that and everything. It's just insane to me. So it's that bad that you can't see obvious like racism and bullshit with this guy, really? And then the Stephen A. Smith shit, like I couldn't help what I heard. That part of the, as you were going on, I was like, this nigga here, like why do we take not we? I don't know about we. I don't even listen.
We ain't speaking French over here.
yeah, my bad. But who's really like taking this man serious though? Who's out there saying, yeah, we want to we care about what this guy says? Like who's keeping him? Who's keeping his position, like keeping him where he is? That don't make sense. Like who the hell is asking for this dude at this point in the game? Like who? I'm curious to know.
Listen, now that he's rated himself now as a controversial figure, they're gonna find a way to keep him around because they can't, like with him being suspended, like he clearly can't go back in the ring, at least not under the WBC. So they're gonna keep him around for controversial reasons. There's gonna be people out there that's gonna try to reach out to his people to see if they can come on their podcast so they can say what went wrong. What do you mean? What went wrong?
Right, the dude
like
cheated.
you heard, like you saw what happened and you heard what he said. Like, what do you mean? What went wrong? There's nothing to discuss.
Right, and then they keep like blowing past the fact that dude popped hot. They keep blowing past that fact. Like, are they dumb? At this point, like y'all over here. Oh, well, that's why. No, that's part of why he's he's being blasted on and everything. Like, that's part of why. But the main reason is because he popped hot. And then as Stephen A. Smith, like, dude, get the hell on somewhere. And, I'm not trying to be funny and nothing, but there's plenty of other like goofy niggas out there that they can hire, that can do the same stupid shit that he's doing. Because like he's been going on and on for years with his fuckery. He really have. But yeah, man, appreciate what you do. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna go ahead, man.
Appreciate you. Shout out to King Colby. Next up, we got the Church of Black Power. What's going on?
How you doing today, Tori?
I'm doing good.
Blessings to you, man. I'm in Houston, so since the 4th and that hurricane came through, I've been without power, been without phone services. My phone service came back like yesterday or something like that, early yesterday.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you how you were doing out there because I know that the hurricane affected that area.
Oh yeah, it's bad. I mean, they didn't declare it a natural disaster out here. Like it's all over Houston is out of power. It's like 4 million people lost their power, and they got probably about half of it back on, and they're talking about people probably won't even have full power until next week. So people out here doing what they can, man. But with this Garcia dude, when I got my phone service back, I went on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, went on X, and it was this big situation going on with Ryan Garcia, and I'm like, what is going on here? And then when I heard everything he said, that was it for me. See, I'm a casual boxing fan. I don't really watch boxing to do it as a ritual. I'll watch it from time to time when my family come over and things like that. They want to watch the boxing match. Let's watch it. When I heard what this man said, I don't give a damn what anybody got to say. Excuse my French when I say this. That coked up, drunk ass man-child can go straight to hell. Big problem for me is this. Don't go around using mental illness for anything you said when you're not mentally ill. Stand on that shit. My sister suffers from bipolarism. My nephew suffers from autism. My grandmother, before she passed away, was schizophrenic. So in my heart, I have a big space, and I try to protect those type of people because I'm close to that situation. When you're just a person who wants to be a racist jackass, and you blame it on that, and then when that's not working, you want to call Sky Daddy and talk about, hey, yeah, God forgive me, I'll roll with God. God don't like you. I'm going to tell you that right now. And the Bible tells you that too. You say that you run with my church or whatever, but you are really of the synagogue of Satan, and that's what he represents. And I'll end with this. I'm from California, born in Watts, went through all throughout California, South Central, Inland Empire, Palm Springs, Fresno. Only times I've ever seen big type of fights and things like that, like riot type fights, it's blacks and Mexicans. And it's always Mexicans trying to attack us. I've been in 4 different rumbles growing up in California, and each time it was some sort of Mexican trying to either stab one of us, and we were in big groups too. It's always that situation. So for him to talk about black on black crimes, no, let's talk about how your community is anti-black, and then we could talk about your Mexican on Mexican crime with the cartel and how y'all bringing in all the drugs and all the guns and things like that. and you run with the Asians doing it. Let's talk about all those things. Let's talk about how you don't even like your own damn culture. That's why you're so gung-ho to say nigga all the damn time. That's why you try to be around us or in proximity of us, because you don't like your own damn culture. This is the problem. We got too many people thinking that they can use mental health or alcoholism or I'm a drug addict to wave off the nonsensical bull stuff that they go around saying. All you're doing is showing me that you're even more racist and more of an ass because you want to use that when people really suffer from those situations. With that being said, family, I appreciate you for having me up. Shout out to you.
No problem. Shout out to the Church of Black Power for coming up. Next up, we got Johnny Ali. What's going on? Johnny, if you were there, your mic is muted.
Oh, so salute, Tori. My fault.
No problem. No problem. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm not surprised. This is why Tariq always says there's no such thing as a black and brown coalition.
There it is.
And
I'm like I say, in theory it doesn't work, and on paper it doesn't work.
No, it does not. And you also have to remember the backgrounds that these guys come from and how anti-black it really is. Mm-hmm. And the fact, and like he's trying to, I don't know if that's going to be the new thing. If, you know, somebody goes on a racist rant, they're going to claim to be mentally ill. I think that's just going to be
they've been doing that. They've been doing that. As a matter of fact, that's why I said when Ryan Garcia started to say that, it was nothing that I hadn't already heard. And I know where he got it from. He got it from PC. Because they are like I said, they are notorious for pulling that crap or saying it was a mental. I'll put it this way. Look at all the mass shootings or mass, I guess you could say, deletions that have happened at the expense of black people. What is one of the first things they like to say? Oh, they must have had a mental illness.
Right.
Let's give them some kind of mental evaluation. No, that they went in there. I'm like, anybody, let's use Peyton Gendron, for example. Let's go back to 2022 when he did what he did at the Tops grocery store. This dude planned this out for months. This man traveled 300 miles from his home to Buffalo to scope out this area that was predominantly black. He intentionally went there, went back home, began the plan, and then when he came back out there, drove another 300 miles to do what he did. Don't sit up here and tell me and insult my intelligence that man had a mental health issue.
Absolutely disgusting. And I also saw a video of Floyd Mayweather, you know, as usual, cutting the jig, making it for Ryan Garcia. I'm not surprised about that either. But fuck Ryan Garcia, and I'm gonna land my plane there.
Appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Johnny Ali. Next up, we got Mr. Ishmael. What's going on?
Peace, Tori. Peace to the family. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good deal. Hey, I want to tap on a couple of things that wasn't addressed, and I haven't heard be addressed on this topic with Ryan Garcia. One of the things that a lot of people are missing is, and I'm an avid boxing fan. Mahari is a real avid boxing fan as well. I follow the LDBC guys. So yeah, he's all over that topic. One thing that's been missed is he got suspended, Ryan Garcia, by the WBC after he made those Semitic and all those other claims, but he had already been talking trash about black folks. He had already been using the N-word. Yeah. So that came after he compiled all that together in his drunken rant. So let's not forget that. And let's not also, people may not know this, but need to take note, the same thing was done to Deontay Wilder. People ain't taking note, the exact same type of practices happened to Deontay Wilder. These fools been racist. They have a whole campaign behind them. This is what Professor Black Truth talks about when he's talking about the irregular forces of white supremacy. It ain't always got to be the white dude out here screaming the N-word in your face.
Exactly, and that's what I be telling. That's why my nickname for them is the co-colonizing cohort. Because when I say that, that's talking about the non-white ones. That can even go for the people. That can even go for these tap dancers out there. They fall into the same category because they a lot of them harbor the same sentiments. And notice that a lot of them come at us in they come at us in sometimes different angles, but they all echo the same exact talking points. I mean, look at how many times Ryan Garcia brought up black on black crime. He brought it up like 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then tried to say that was his initial reason of going on this rant, as if he was supposedly caring. What?
Right. Exactly. No, you hit the nail right on the head. And nobody's even, and when I say nobody, I'm talking the general public, is not even talking about how Devin Haney was robbed. Stephen A. Smith had the audacity to talk about the same talking points that these white supremacists talk about. Oh, he didn't miss that left hand. He didn't say that when Barry Bonds was alleged to have cheated. There's nothing that came out to show Barry Bonds was cheated, but that man went on a tirade for years about Barry Bonds. Don't let him get started on somebody that's black. So when you talk about the black folks that's like that too, I'm going to call them all out. Floyd, Keyshawn Davis, Bernard Hopkins, all of these clowns, all of them sat there and reveled the night that it was a split decision. He didn't win by majority decision. When it was a split decision that this fool won the fight, but then he came up as dirty as I don't know what, as a mop bucket. And now you got these the coon class. Yes, sir.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'll give you another one. And this is someone I'm currently talking about right now. As a matter of fact, that was my video today. Brett Favre. Where are they talking? Notice, none of them have talked about Brett Favre like that. It's like, well, it was a blink. It was probably a blink and you'll miss it type of thing. But they not really talking about him. I told people I have a whole playlist on my channel right now talking about Brett Favre since last year. As a matter of fact, I think I know it was probably over a year ago. I actually got another update about Brett Favre coming tomorrow, where he's trying to now, in case y'all didn't know, sue Shannon Sharp again for the comments that Shannon Sharp made last year that the judge threw out. So you're going to try to sue him again under the same pretenses. It's going to get thrown out again because nothing has changed. But see, I know why he's doing it. I'm not going to say, I'm going to let y'all watch the video because I know why he's doing it. I see the play. I see the play there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, when you say that, and I'm all on top of that too. This is another way that's showing us that white supremacists run out of tricks. When we can tell what they're about to do, we know they run out of all of their tricks. And they little Sambos and coons they got running around here. I'll land with this last piece right here because it's been missed as well. Unless you're like a boxing head like myself. Let's not forget the Teofimo Lopez's of the world, the Wiz Khalifas of the world. Teofimo Lopez just come out the other day, maybe today, asking why can't we use the N-word? When his daddy got his butt whooped in front of him for using the N-word. He got pieced out right there in the ring. So we ain't gonna forget none of that. And I thank you for having me on, brother. Great show. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for coming up. Next up, we got Bert. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, brother Time? What's going on, chat? Real brief, I'm gonna give y'all a quick rundown on the relationship between Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Garcia, and the WBC. First off, the WBC and ESPN have had like a long-standing informal and formal relationship. Probably the last 15, 20 years, if you looked at any of their pay-per-views, the WBC logo is squarely all over their pay-per-views. They charge exorbitant sanctioning fees for their titles that they put on the line every 2 seconds. ESPN filters fighters to them through their system, so they've had a long-standing relationship. Ryan Garcia in 2020 during the pandemic built for himself a very huge, he's like a huge a social media darling. Like he built for himself a really huge organic following just by the simple fact of appearing on Instagram Live 15 times a day throughout the entire pandemic. So coming into 2021, he had steam and was being marqueed as a new up-and-comer. Golden Boy signed him. From the point that he won an interim title, he was interviewed by Stephen A. Smith. It was his very first interview. And now the WBC has been using Stephen A. Smith to run interference for Ryan Garcia's actions the entire time since 2020, 2021, 22, 23, up till now. Ryan Garcia should have been canceled after the Tank fight because the thing about Ryan Garcia that we all know in the boxing circle is he is a perpetually egregious liar. He can't help it. He is what you would call a true and true. What's the term I'm looking for, Torian? Where they just can't help it. It's the thing they do. The type of liar he just cannot. He is a
habitual liar.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. He is a habitual liar. He cannot help but lie. It is the thing that fueled his success. You feel me? The fact that he put on for so many for so long and has gotten to the point where it got him millions of dollars and he never fought a championship fight in his life and got $1 million contract with Gatorade. It was on Gatorade commercials. I'm like, who is this kid and what is he doing? So it's been a long time marketing association between the WBC, who is partners with ESPN, who uses Stephen A. Smith to run interference for Ryan Garcia and his antics. What the hell does Tank Davis have to do with any of Ryan Garcia's racism? Nothing. Frank Martin has absolutely nothing to do with Ryan Garcia, period. So you see what they do with Stephen A. Smith. They use him as the shield and protector for a lot of their up-and-coming stars, actually. But Ryan Garcia is one that he has been specifically assigned to run interference for. So for those who didn't know, that's just a brief rundown. There's a lot more layers, but that's just brief how it goes. So I'm gonna leave up on top of that. Appreciate your time, Torian.
No problem. And the last person we are bringing up to the stage today is none other than Miss Nisi. I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this one, but what's going on?
Good evening, Torian. How are you? Good evening, chat. In summary, Ryan Garcia has no self-esteem, drug addict, always spewing his anti-black racism. But this is my opinion only. He suffers from the little man syndrome, if you know what I mean. Think about it.
Yeah, I'm laughing because this is on par with what you would say. Only you would come up and say this, but keep going.
Years, many years ago, I dated a Puerto Rican, and my feelings got hurt. He was the one and only. Yeah, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth, Torian.
Hey, listen, I can only take your word for it.
But anywho, you've been on the stream long enough. You have a blessed weekend. I will be in the live for the premiere tomorrow at 11.
Okay.
Family, y'all be blessed. Y'all be careful. Have your power tools. And what we as a people need to start doing, if they even form their lips to say in, knock their fucking teeth down their throats. That's how I stand on it. You be blessed, my baby.
You too. Shout out to Miss Nisi for rounding us out with the discussions and the panel. And that is going to, ladies and gentlemen, bring this stream to a close. Shout out to everybody that came through. I think we cracked 300 viewers in here, but we stayed in the 260, 290 range for the most part. So we had a pretty good turnout for this 2-hour plus stream. It's been a while since I've done a stream this long, but I kind of knew it was going to run this long because I knew a lot of people had something to say about the topic at hand. So now we have officially got out of our system what we had to say about Ryan Garcia. Anything else? Let's just hope that it comes with a Triple P involvement, because really, honestly, that's probably the only other time I'll probably talk about him. But shout out to everybody who contributed to the channel. Miss Nisi, Soul Survivor, the fundraiser, Cyberdyne, Black Trini, Girl to the Bone, Scoop 2003, the fundraiser, Till Dog 12. And I'm glad that you are all here. Shout out to everybody on Patreon. Shout out to those who are members of over here on the channel. Shout out to the replay gang for those who couldn't catch the stream in real time. We will be again back here tomorrow for the 11 a.m. premiere, which I told you is going to be another Brett Favre update. I basically told you what it's going to be about. He's trying to sue Shannon Sharp again. I don't see where that's going to go. But with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay hydrated, be safe, and be one.